Welcome. It is time for high school baseball, and this is the playoffs, Region 4, regional quarterfinals. Harlan Hawks from 29-6A taking on the 32-6A Weslaco Panthers. I'm Scott Harrison along with Mike Gonzalez. Glad to have you all aboard. This is a KWES production tonight on YouTube and Facebook, and this is exciting. Of course, this team will move on in the playoffs. We are now in the third round of the 2022 Texas Softball State Championships, and always a lot of fun when you get to this level. Lady Hawks, they are 18-7 overall, 11-5 in district, number 3 in their district. Meanwhile, the Lady Panthers, they are, again, from 32-6A, 30-6 this season, 12-2 in district. They were number 1 in their district. Head coach Mario Rodriguez, his 16th season. Alex Rodriguez, no relation, her second season for the Lady Hawks. Mike, good to have you aboard tonight. Are you ready to go?
Let's go, Scott. I'm very excited to be here for a third round series. This is a rematch of last year. Both of these teams scored off against one another in the area round in Laredo, with the Panthers, the Lady Panthers, moving on to the third round. This is the second consecutive year that the Lady Panthers have advanced this far. It kind of brings me back a little bit to the glory days of the 2016-2017, where in 2016 they made it to the state tournament, the Final Four, and in 2017 we're able to bounce back to the fourth round. So the Lady Panthers are aiming to go to the fourth round for the first time in, 5 years now?
Yes.
So a very exciting time. Let's get going.
All right, and of course this is a best-of-3 series. There'll be another game tomorrow evening at 6, if necessary, 1 o'clock on Saturday. And Harley Aguirre is going to be, Harley Aguirre is going to be the first batter. She plays center field, wears number 1. Kat Reyes pitching, Jules Garcia catching for Weslaco. And of course, Kat has been doing great. She has about 230 strikeouts this season. Her record is 16-4. And right now, Mike, tell us a little bit about our leadoff batter.
The regular season numbers for her are .313 batting average with 1 home run, 12 RBIs. She did have 4 doubles on the season. This is a lineup, Scott, that doesn't score a whole lot of runs, but will take advantage of the opportunities if the defense allows them to. If there's an error or if there's a mistake somewhere along the line, they've been able to take advantage of that. But the strength of this team, Scott, has been pitching and defense. As we see, Katia ahead 1 and 2.
And of course, Katia, she has about 230 strikeouts. In the by-district round, had a game in which she had 15 strikeouts, and she is just doing great this season, both hitting and pitching. Got an award today. We'll talk more about that in a moment. And she actually would be at an award ceremony tonight. Today, she got the Desi Harold Multi-Sports Athlete Award. She also plays volleyball, and she is honored this year as the best female athlete for Weslaco. Congratulations to her. And she has all kinds of pitches: a riser, screwball, curveball, changeup, fastball. And she is battling the batter. And again, Jules Garcia, we definitely like this young lady. She also got a community service award today. And in the last game back at Laredo, in which it was an elimination game, won again by the Lady Panthers 14-4. And that is a strikeout, 14-4, as they were playing another team from 29-6A, and that was Holmes. And again, in that game, I believe Katia had about 8 or 9 strikeouts. We'll add that up in a moment. But a strikeout to begin this game. Very impressive, Mike.
Very impressive, Scott. And you mentioned the great year she's had this year as a senior. She's actually been on the roster for all 4 years of her high school career. And in the playoffs, Scott, she's actually excelled at an even higher level here, as we have the first pitch here for a strike. She's 3-0 in the postseason with a 0.926 ERA. And she has she's giving up 3 earned runs, 13 hits, 8 runs overall in her 3 starts. And right now, the first batter struck out. She has 39 strikeouts now for the postseason. We have a grounder there.
And a grounder to the pitcher and over to Romy Nunez at first. 1-3 is the out. So quickly 2 outs. By the way, that was Amethyst Gonzalez, the designated player. We'll look at her stats later in the game. But right now, one of the better hitters on this team definitely has some power. Candace Beck is up next, the catcher, number 16. And Mike, again, she can send one out of here. We have a field that has short porch, I guess you could say, over on the right and left field lines, only maybe about 200 feet. And this is smaller than over in Weslaco, so which team can get the ball up and out, they could be the winner tonight. Could be a long ball game, could be a pitcher's duel. Just have to wait and see. Mike, let's talk about Candace.
Sure. Only a sophomore comes in with a 276 batting average during the regular season. She leads the team with 5 home runs and second on the team with 16 RBIs and second on the team with 6 doubles. And you mentioned the wind, Scott. I'm looking at
20 miles an hour.
About 20 miles an hour, and it looks like it's blowing to the left field corner there. So that's, if you ask me, that's an advantage to the right-handed hitters. And if they can get a hold of one, as you mentioned, the dimensions here aren't very deep.
No.
Coach Rodriguez told me last night that that's smaller than Weslaco, and well, we know how well our hitters hit at home, so this might be a good thing for them.
Well, down the alleys, again, I think I mentioned about 210 at Weslaco, about 200 here, and it's just not a very deep park. Again, don't think I mentioned we are in Alice, Texas, I should say, Alice, Texas, at Alice High School, home of the Lady Wolves, a very nice complex.
Coyotes.
Yeah, the Coyotes, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We'll get this all right sooner or later. We've been just traveling all over the place lately. But it's fun. On the road again, as Willie Nelson would say. And again, it is now a 2-2 count. And Kat, the only troubles we saw in one of the series, I know during the first couple innings, her riser didn't work very well, but other than that, she has been dominating so far here in the high school playoffs, again in the 4th round, and we'll recap how some of these teams did in the earlier rounds as the game goes on. And that is popped up right now, and that is going to be picked up in left field for the out. So nice job over there by Julie Rodriguez, who also could start in this series. And at the end of the first inning, no runs, no hits, nobody left on base. Weslaco coming to bat after the top of the first. No score here in Alice, Texas between the Lady Panthers and also the Lady Hawks. So we are glad to be here tonight and glad to have Mike aboard. Always good to work with two people. Mike and I have worked in the past and always had a lot of fun doing this. And looking at Kat, her ERA, it's definitely under 2 for the season, and she really has done a good job out there. And Jules Garcia, I was telling her before the game, she had a real hard-hit home run in the last series in Laredo and against Holmes, and I said that was really cool to watch. That's one of the coolest home runs I ever saw. And as I mentioned on our last broadcast, I've been in Minute Maid Park lots of times. I can never see the home runs go out with the 40,000 fans in there, but that was just a shot, and she's got a lot of power. She's been coming on, and it's going to be a lot of fun, Mike. And what is key here is trying to jump out in a couple of these series, in a couple of the playoffs. We've seen Weslaco down sometimes via home runs by the other team, 2-0 after 1 inning or after a half inning. But again, Kat comes out and just goes to work and really gets things started the way it should.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And what I've noticed about the Lady Panthers is that, you know, during this run that they've been pretty dominant for the most part. I know in Game 2 against PSGA High, they kind of had a little struggle there for a little while. I believe it was Game 2, or it might have been Game 1. But then against San Antonio Holmes in Game 1, they had to go extra innings. So just the fact that they faced adversity and overcome it, and they're a pretty young team, to me, that's a very good sign.
Well, Weslaco, they topped PSJA 6-1 and 18-2 and by district, but in that second game they were trailing 2-0, then scored 18 unanswered runs. And in the area round, well, Weslaco over Holmes 5-3 and then 14-4. That game, I believe, went about 5 innings, and the mercy rule came into effect. But Weslaco definitely on a roll right now. They have won, I believe, 7 in a row. Hawks have won about 3 in a row. But their pitcher against Laredo LBJ, she went 11-0, Flores, Aubrey Flores, and threw a no-hitter. And as
a matter of fact, Scott, according to the coach, she's only allowed about 3 hits in the postseason, which is very impressive.
Yes.
And only a freshman. And during the regular season, she went 9-5. Her ERA is a little under 2 in 83 innings of work. She did record 115 strikeouts, only walked 21.
All right, we are now going to the bottom of the first. Stepping to the plate, number 5, Lexi Escamilla, the shortstop. And we saw a game here during the postseason in 1 inning where she had a 3-run and 2-run homer. Can you believe that? That was amazing.
And that's in the postseason.
Yeah, postseason.
So, and you know what, Scott? The impressive thing about that is she had 2 home runs, both of her home runs that I have recorded.
Just know that she does well, and she is a kind of a blue blood, right, when it comes.
And she has another sister that also played very, very well as a shortstop. And so, they're just keeping it going in the Escamilla family.
And they got a 7th grader coming up.
They have a 7th grader who's here in attendance with her father.
Mm-hmm.
Mom right now is in Tyler watching her daughter playing. We have a strikeout.
3 straight pitches for strikes. So Aubrey gets off to a big start as she strikes out Lexi Escamilla. So again, this could be a pitcher's duel tonight. Again, remember, Kat started off the game with a strikeout of Harley Aguirre, and now we have a strikeout. And next is going to be the 3rd baseman, Alexis Solis, number 4. Tell us a little bit.
Home runs, 2 RBIs, leads the team. And you talk about, what is the key?
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me, one of them is, hey, can we take advantage of this short field here? Can we hit the ball maybe a few out of the ballpark? Can we get some in doubles and give the offense opportunities?
Well, Aubrey off to a good start. She has thrown strikes on every pitch, I believe, so far. 5 straight strikes to open the game.
In talking to Coach Rodriguez, he actually...
Or she.
She.
Which Coach Rodriguez? I'm sorry.
Sure. Coach Rodriguez of Weslaco.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yes. One of the things he said is that Aubrey reminds him of Katia a little bit. Both throw very, very well, get ahead of the count, throw multiple pitches, and we see early on.
Finally a ball, okay?
Finally a ball, but she has very good control.
Right, took 5 pitches before she threw a ball. And by the way, our coach, Rodriguez, he said that this is going to be the best pitcher they faced in the playoffs, has the most velocity. So, again, watching her and Kat, this is going to be a lot of fun. Of course, she's not committed to a college yet. She's just a freshman.
Right.
And Kat is going to McLennan in Waco, a community college that has a nice association with Baylor. Maybe she'll wind up there eventually. And that one, the catcher right in front of us, we are located behind the netting right here.
We might have a few souvenirs before this one is over.
The catcher almost was in my lap if it wasn't for the net, but again, that was a foul ball.
When I was in La Jolla High School on Saturday for a baseball game, Weslaco High played La Jolla in Game 2. It was very similar to this. The only difference is we had a netting that actually went over us and protected us and went toward the canopy.
So you're telling me I better look up if the ball goes high here.
This one's a little bit different because there's nothing above us except the sky.
And that is going to be a swinging strike. So 2 outs as we see the pitcher struck out the first 2 batters. And she's had a lot of strikeouts. Do you have her stats for the postseason at all, Flores?
Well, for the regular season, she had 115.
All right, that's great.
She starts off with 2 in this game. But, going back to her, Coach Rodriguez spoke very highly of her, and just that she moves the ball very, very well, can throw about 60, 61 miles an hour is where they clocked her. And I asked him, I go, being that she's a freshman, do you think that gives you guys an advantage? He says, no, not really, because she's a seasoned pitcher because she grew up playing travel ball. So she's used to being on the big stage.
Interesting. And she has about 11 wins, doesn't she, this year? She's done very well, and again, that's impressive for a freshman. Anytime you get double-digit wins your freshman year, you've done something.
Well, she won 10 in the regular season, so if you count the playoffs, that's about, 12 or 13.
All right. So 2 outs, 0-1 the count. And that's a swinging strike. Well ahead of the hitters, that's for sure. I think she's thrown only 1 ball so far, and she's on her 3rd hitter so far. Been a couple foul balls. But about 7 or 8 pitches she's thrown, only 1 ball.
And at the plate is Jules Garcia. 615 batting average, second on the team in the postseason. 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Has also had a double.
And that is going to be a swinging strike. So, what can I say? 3 up, 3 down, as the strike zone has been very, very friendly for the opposing pitcher as Aubrey Flores strikes out the side. We have played 1 complete and no score between Harlan and Weslaco. Well, again, between the 2 pitchers, 3 up, 3 down to begin this game, and a total of 4 strikeouts. And anytime you strike out the side to begin the game, that's impressive. One thing about Jules Garcia I do want to mention, and this is interesting, talking with Coach Rodriguez, Mario Rodriguez, she this year is calling the pitches. Last year he called the pitches for the team, but she will tell Kat or Julie Rodriguez what to throw. And again, she's been a great leader and always pleasure to talk with. Very intelligent young lady, but she's all business when she gets out there on the field. And she's a veteran, someone they'll definitely have to replace next year, and that's going to be tough. But a lot of players coming back for Weslaco, so the cupboard will not be bare. But again, Kat will be gone, Jules will be gone. But again, Coach Rodriguez, he's been around a long time, 16 seasons, so he knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing, and you have to kind of help him out a little bit there. But this year, she knows the system. She's very familiar with what they do here, and she'll call the pitches, and I think everybody all around is comfortable.
Weslaco in their white uniforms with the purple, the visitors like Weslaco.
Yeah, now.
All right, we begin the next inning. Top of the second, and coming up, it's going to be Kristen Gallego. She's the third baseman, number 12, and she has some power.
Yeah, 4 home runs in the regular season, comes in with a .338 batting average, leads the team with 23 RBIs and 12 doubles during the regular season.
And in the last series, she had, in one of the games, they swept their series in the last round over PSJA North, 3-1, 3-0. She had all the runs, all the RBIs in the game, and one of them on a 3-run homer.
Oh, wow.
If I remember correctly. And now this count is 1-2. So Kat not intimidated. And by the way, we do have a train running right behind us. We heard the horn, and I remember going to the old Alex Box Stadium at LSU before they built the new one. I saw a player one time hit a foul ball and it hit one of the box cars as the train went by.
Yeah, the train is behind us, actually. So as we have a strikeout there.
Yes. So nice job. And Gallego is out to begin the inning. She's number 12, the third baseman. And coming up next, number 10, Precious Quintero, the shortstop. And she's also one of the better batters.
Yeah, only a sophomore, has a home run and hit .282 during the regular season with 9 RBIs and had 4 doubles. So she does a pretty good job to get on base. She scored 22 runs this year.
So Kat ready. Big swing. Kat likes to throw a lot of pitches on the outside corner. And again, she can also hit the inside corner. She uses a lot of those pitches to hit the inside and outside corner with screwballs and curveballs. But she has a lot of velocity too. And that's going to be high. 1-1.
And the great thing about pitchers like Kat is when you have multiple pitches to go to, you're able to just kind of pick your pitch there and give them different looks.
That's going to be outside. And here in the playoffs, we are going to have 4 umpires. So, again, hopefully the umpiring will be as consistent as it possibly can be, again, with 4 umpires. 2-1 the count. Big swing. Again, we mentioned winds 20 miles per hour. Our temperature was about 95 degrees an hour before game time. Expected to get down into the 70s by the end of this game. And that is going to be a swinging strikeout. So Kat now has a total of 3 strikeouts, and so does Flores. What a pitcher's duel. What we said this might happen. Coming up next is Brianna Flores, the right fielder, number 7. Tell us about her, Mike.
Another sophomore, Scott, .289 batting average. Didn't have a home run, but did drive in 12 and have 5 doubles for the season.
And that is popped up. That is going to go toward left field, and that is going to be an out. So we see for the second time in the game, the final out of the inning for the road team is to Julia Rodriguez in left field. In the top of the second, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. We played 1.5, and it is Harlan and Weslaco all knotted up at 0. So, Mike, did you think with the winds being the way they are today, we'd start out with a pitcher's duel? I kind of thought so, maybe, just because of the quality of these 2 young ladies pitching.
Yeah, that's a very good point there. What I've seen so far from both of these pitchers early on is just they have command of their pitches, very good location, and have been able to do a great job in a circle there. So Kat, through 2 innings, has been pretty flawless, and the defense have come up with some big plays as well.
And Kat, I've met her parents before, very nice people. And isn't her father out of town listening or watching the game today?
Yes, he is. Eloy is watching us from Baytown, Texas, as he
I travel because I cover the Saints in New Orleans, so I travel through Baytown after I go through Houston on the way to New Orleans. And keep in mind, sir, I'm telling her father this, that cheapest gas is over at Buc-ee's.
Yeah, I know. That's where I go.
Yeah, we're not trying to do an endorsement for them, but just having a little bit of fun. So, again, we are going to go now to the bottom of the second. And coming up, we are going to have KWES coming to the plate. She can hit the long ball. We've seen home runs by her in the postseason. Stacy Batista, who's also hit home runs. And Mia Rodriguez, she has been getting out of her slump and being a clutch batter. But
to a great start in 1 homer, 8 RB plate.
Okay.
Has walked 4 times.
Yeah, that's good. So the 2 pitchers really, really focused tonight.
And last Saturday to advance Weslaco to the 3rd round.
That's right. 9-6A, and isn't that
Panthers?
So
Panthers had a 5-0 lead.
9 in the 5th.
The 5th.
Yeah, Mercy rule might come in even.
Shows you that the Lady Panthers and how experienced don't get phased by it, and that's a sign of a very good team.
Yes, it is. Stacy Batista, the designated player, number 10, had a home run in that game, I believe. If memory serves me correct. She is up now, 0-1 the count. And Flores, you can see we're right down here behind the plate. You can see the velocity on her pitches.
Yeah, very good location there, very good velocity. But the Batista is working with her right now.
What year is she?
Batista, I believe, is a senior.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna double check real quick,
right.
but yes, she's one of 5 seniors on the team.
And
So
Stacy,
she's done very well in the playoffs with a 571 batting average. You mentioned her home run, 7 RBIs up to this point.
That is a swing. And Rodriguez, good job. Had a little bit of slump, but her bat's coming alive in the playoffs. I predicted that. Watching her, I knew she was about ready to start hitting. Let's see if she can get the first hit of the game.
Key to the success this season, he goes, well, our bats have come alive, especially in the second half of the season and in the playoffs, that it's carried into the playoffs, and that's helped the team score more runs and sweep their opponents.
And talking to the other coach, Rodriguez, Alex Rodriguez, their bats did well in the beginning of their district play, and then they kind of struggled for a while, but obviously coming alive in the playoffs.
But their deep pitching and defense is what's carried them up to this point.
And that's going to be popped up out of play. Yeah, they're a kind of team that's kind of scrappy, we call it. They get players on base, they steal bases, they do hit and run. They're just one of these teams that manufacture runs, right?
Yeah, they manufacture. And you know what? A lot of the wins, I think, have been low scoring, 3-0, 3-1.
Right.
You know, so they're used to playing those low scoring, hard-fought wins.
Except against LBJ. That was 11-0 in the by-district round, and that is another strikeout. So again, she is going to just doing a fantastic job, or another strike, I should say.
And you can see why or how this young lady has done very well up to this point, even through a no-hitter, as you mentioned, in the postseason.
So Mia Rodriguez at the plate, 0-2 the count. Just staying ahead of the batter. Mia fighting up there, though, a lot of foul balls, trying to stay alive. Good eye there. So, again, we're glad to see all the Weslaco fans, by the way, that have made this trip. Okay, and again, here's the pitch, foul back. And before that, Stacy had struck out, Stacy Batista. And again, so we have 5 straight strikeouts.
So Rodriguez is now, Mia Rodriguez is behind now, 0-2. We have a lot of Rodriguez's. So they're going to have to go on a first name basis.
Playing second base. Might hear some of the Harlan fans behind us. They are in the first base dugout tonight. The first base dugout is the visitors' dugout, and that is a strikeout. So 6 batters have come to the plate so far for Weslaco. All 6 have struck out. Here in the second, obviously 3 up, 3 down. We've played 1.5, no score between Weslaco and Harlan. Lady Panthers coming to bat. Have you ever seen someone open a game with 6 strikeouts, Mike? I know you've seen a lot of baseball and softball.
It's been a while. I have seen it before, yes, but it's been a while. I mean, it's rare that we have a, you know, she's gotten
3 strikeouts.
3 strikeouts, and her defense has helped her out But right now, Aubrey is really showing her dominance and not playing like a freshman, that's for sure.
No. Again, you know, we heard so much about her. And, of course, Harlan finished third in their district behind O'Connor, who was 26-1 overall and 16-0 in district play. And also Brennan, 19-9 overall and 11-5 in district. And so that's a little bit about their background. And they've been on a 3-game winning streak. And, again, the winner of this round is going to go on and take on Lake Travis or Bowie. Lake Travis, of course, is where Baker Mayfield played football, and also the 9th pick in the NFL draft, Garrett Wilson, who played against Weslaco a few years ago in the Alamo Dome.
Yeah, we remember that.
Third round of the playoffs. He scored 2 touchdowns in the first half.
Yeah.
So, again, that's a little bit about Lake Travis. But now we are going to move on, and we are heading into the 3rd inning. And, again, coming to the plate is going to be Sarah Almazan, the second baseman, number 9.
And the numbers on her is 1 homer, 8 RBIs, batting 186 in the regular season, only a freshman.
So there's the first pitch, and it's going to be popped up. Right fielder gets it. A nice job, and very quickly 1 out. All right, so we call that F9. And we are going to have Lauren Valerie, the first baseman, coming up in just a moment. Elizabeth Craig with the put out. And Valerie, let's hear a little bit about number 18.
231 batting average, 1 home run, 14 RBIs, second on the team with 6 doubles. Another freshman starting for.
So a young team.
For a, yeah, very young team.
And that's going to be a strike to get things going.
This young lady is the first baseman.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking, and I think there's only 2 seniors on the Harlan squad. And neither one, well, let's look. No, I don't, I'm looking here. I don't think either one is playing. Oh, yeah, one is playing. The next batter is a senior, but only one playing. So 1 and 2 is the count.
And I counted 8 sophomores.
Mm-hmm. That's impressive.
And about 5 freshmen. So this is a different looking team than what Weslaco faced last year.
Yeah, the starting pitchers are gone from last year, number 1. That's one thing Coach Alex Rodriguez, and it's a lady, wanted to emphasize to us. And that's going to be a strikeout. So Valerie is out, and that will be now the 4th strikeout of the game for Cat. Michaela Bustillos, we mentioned she's a senior, left fielder number 15 coming up. And this will be her first at bat. And now she will be number 9 in the order.
She actually comes in with the highest batting average for the regular season, 462. Didn't have a home run, 7 RBIs, but will put the ball in play. Had 3 doubles for the season.
Aubrey Flores, the pitcher, the flex player. We were looking at her stats as we prepared for these broadcasts, and she doesn't have a lot of at-bats this year, but she mostly has been the flex player. Big swing, big cut. 1-1 the count. Kat has shown, as she's matured, very much a clutch player. Her sister Lola is the flex player for us, playing center field. And speaking of that, on cue, that ball will go out to center field, and her sister will make the put out. So there you go. That is going to be F8. And we have now played 2.5 innings. No runs, no hits, no errors in this half of the inning. And Weslaco will come to bat in the bottom of the 3rd. No score between Harlan and Weslaco. So we see that Cat gets through the first 9 batters, perfect first batters of all, struck out their first 6 batters. And to say it's a pitcher's duel, that would be an understatement. We know we were talking about O'Connor, a very good team, very dominant out of. Weslaco comes out with their little mascot caps.
And their signs.
And one of the hats, whatever you want to call it, of course, they've got the unicorn and the panther. And they also have, and they do this regularly, even though we're in Alice, they even do this at home and in other places, they've got the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland, and that's appropriate having that tonight since we're in Alice, Texas. Don't you agree, Mike?
Well, yeah. Where is the Scott Harrison one? That's what I want to know.
I like that. All right. We are going to the bottom of the order, bottom of the third for Weslaco. And my buddy's here today, Alex Bravo III. He runs the scoreboard for the Lady Panthers games at home. And his daughter's up to bat right now. Number 22, Romy Nunez. She's a sophomore.
Playoffs.
Yeah, she started out well. Even the first game of the playoffs, in the by-district round, she went 2 for. Ran right into the screen by the dugout on the first base side and held the ball. And it's unusual, but first pitch this time by Aubrey Flores is a ball. I don't think we've seen her start out one batter yet with a ball.
And I know last year, Scott, for the Lady Panthers, they had a couple of players that graduated, and first base was one of the spots that they had to fill. And Nunez has really done a great job filling in that spot.
Excellent job. And, you know, games. 2-0 the count. Definitely she's not been behind a hitter 2-0 in this. Weslaco has a lot of fans here today. Probably even more tomorrow because, again, some people have to get up early for work tomorrow. But they always travel well. We're looking at the third base line and from Weslaco. That's going to be low, 3-1.
Nunez get the green light with a 3-1. Let's see if she takes a pitch or
thought she wouldn't take a swing, you know. And that was the designated visitors in this game. She is next, number 18.
This is a young lady, Scott, that doesn't have a hit yet in the postseason with a 12 at-bats, but did hit 298 in a regular.
Emily Galvin, a sophomore, listed as a second baseman, is going to be the courtesy runner. And, of course, Julie started one of the games in the playoffs and went 2 1/3 innings, and I believe might have been credited with a victory, right?
Yeah, she was credited with a victory. She tossed a 2 1/3. Did have a couple of strikeouts, but did very well, and then they brought in Kat to finish it off.
Yeah. Well, both of them complement each other. Of course, Julie Moore, of what they call a junk pitcher.
Yeah.
That, according to her coach, I'm not saying that, but she won't overpower you, but she has good placement. Squares up to bunt. First attempted bunt of the game, and that's going to be 0-1. Again, we're in the bottom of the third, no score. We are in the regional quarterfinals of the Region 4 of the UIL 2022 Texas State Softball Playoffs. On Facebook and YouTube tonight via KWES, and that is going to be picked up by the third baseman, and that will not be a double play. All right, they get the runner, Nunez, actually the courtesy runner, Galvin, at second. It was picked up by the third baseman, and it was Galeago getting it down to first, but they could not get the relay over, actually down to second, I should say, but couldn't get the relay to first for the double play.
Yeah, Christian Gallego at third did a great job hustling in from third. Well, she was waiting for that, and you saw that throw to second base, and that almost completed the double play.
Oh, very close. Very close. So
they got Nunez out, but Rodriguez reaches on a fielder's choice.
Yes. So that out will be, I believe, 5-4. Was the second baseman there? I think it was the second.
I want to say yes.
Yeah. All right. So now we have Elizabeth Craig up, the right fielder, 9th player in the order. Again, a runner on first and 1 out. Craig, a transfer from Memorial over in McAllen. She's a sophomore, but has done a good job. We've seen her get some clutch hits in the playoffs.
Absolutely, hitting .444 with 5 RBIs, 3 singles and a double.
That's a foul ball.
But you're right, she's come through with some big hits and has scored some runs to help her team. And another young lady there, only a sophomore.
No, good transfer.
Yeah, 9 sophomores on the team for the Lady Panthers. So a good mix of, 5 seniors, 8 sophomores, and a couple of freshmen. I think 1 junior.
And this is not the same as college football, but I just laughed for a minute. I was thinking, I guess she came through the transfer portal. No, that didn't happen, but I was just thinking, that is in the headlines every day, you know, and reading about college football. It's a little funny here for Lexi Escamilla. Stop, and there'll be a force at second, over to first. Double play. So it is going to be a 6-4-3 double play, and that is going to be the end of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. We have now played 3 complete, and it's scoreless between Harlan and also Weslaco. This is a KWES production. So one thing I have to say, Mike, watching that, and technically, we have to also say, because of the double play, even though it's not a perfect game anymore, it still is a no-hitter we're talking about for Flores, for Aubrey Flores, but she still has faced the minimum amount of batters in 3 innings because of the double play.
But you know what I like, though, is at least the Panthers are putting the ball in play now.
Yeah.
You know, first couple of innings, they're having some problems. They had some strikeouts there, but now we have one individual who reached base on a walk, and the other couple of batters at least have put the ball in play a little bit. So, sometimes it takes an inning or two to get used to a pitcher, and then you make the adjustments.
We are going to be now going to the top of the 4th, and Harley Aguirre, the center fielder, will be coming to bat in just a moment. And she struck out her first time up to bat, so we'll see what happens this time around. Again, we like everybody being with us. And there's another KWES production, isn't there tonight, Mike?
Weslaco East baseball, still alive in the area round, off their first ever bi-district championship. Is taking on Corpus Christi Memorial at Los Fresnos High School this evening. And then games 2 and if needed, game 3 will be right here at Alice High School.
All right, so going to be a busy place. 4th inning, again, Harley Aguirre coming up to bat, struck out her first time. That was a good start for Kat. And Kat so far in this game, she's faced the minimum amount of batters, and she has a total of 4 strikeouts. So she has been on her game, no doubt there. Winds are blowing out, but we've not seen anything near a home run yet by either team. And that's going to be a ball to get things going. Sun is starting to set, and again, with the breeze, it feels nice out here. It was a little sweltering early, wasn't it, Mike?
Oh, it was pretty hot today outside. Yeah. We got here early at about 4 o'clock or so. It was sun was right above us. And
there's an old Robert Palmer song, something like it. All right, 1-1 the count. Cat focused. And that's going to be 2-1.
And just like Weslaco, Scott, San Antonio is also have seen Katia for a few innings, so they're going to make their adjustments.
That's a good point. There's the pitch. And, of course, Mike Gonzalez, full-time employee with KWES. Always enjoyed working with you during the football season when I did Weslaco Panthers home games. You and Carlos Robledo were busy doing the pre- and post-game show.
Yeah.
That has to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Something that we enjoy. We've done it for about 5 or 6 years now, and we get a lot of very good feedback from the public, from the community, and it's great. It's great. We love what we do, and when we have somebody like you, an experienced broadcaster, to be part of the team, and we love exposing the students, and we come away with a lot of big wins, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. And Coach Stroman, I know he's ready for another big season this year with the Weslaco Panthers football team.
Yeah, he's actually here.
Is he?
Right. He's probably sitting with the Panther fans over there, but I had a chance to say hello to him real quick before the game start.
Well, always appreciated. He gave me my Panthers face mask when COVID was real bad. Of course, people will still be careful. Some parts of the country, it's going up again. I know there's been a lot of problem with the Cleveland Guardians baseball team. They've had a COVID outbreak. 3-1's the count, and that is going to be a walk. So there goes the perfect game for Kat in the top of the 4th as Harley Aguirre walks. Each pitcher has given up a walk, but of course in the last half inning, Harlan was aided by a double play to end the inning. Let's see if Kat can be as fortunate.
Yeah, well, we talked about Harlan in the opening part of the broadcast. So, they don't have a lot of hitting. They don't put up a lot of runs. But if you open the door for them, if you give up an error or a walk, they will take advantage of it. So let's see if the Lady Panther defense can.
All right. And that is going to be popped up. Jules gets it. And Armithis Gonzalez is out. And that's going to be a pop to the catcher. P2. So we have 1 out. Runner will hold it first. And then one of the players that has a little pop to the bat is going to be up next. And she ended the first inning with a fly out over to left field. We're talking about Candace Beck, right?
Candace Beck, correct. And she flied to left field her first time up. But Gonzalez in the previous at-bat probably had the bat a little underneath and popped it up. It was easy play for the catcher there, which would be Jules Garcia.
All right, so 1-0 the count. Again, we're in Alice, Texas. First time I've ever been here. Nice to visit this community. And right now, we are talking about baseball playoffs. Adrian De Leon is streaming the game, and he is our producer tonight. And in the bottom of the first, listen to this, Wildcats jumped out to an 8-1 lead.
How about that?
Or 8-0 lead going into the first, and now the Wildcats have one. So we appreciate that. Also, of course, today, once again, working the camera, providing all the video, Don Ramirez, appreciate his job. 2-0 the count. 2-1 now. You know, Kat, I saw her one time in the playoffs side.
Yeah, there was nobody out, right?
Right.
Yeah, so she got 3 straight strikeouts.
Yeah.
So, you know, this Kat's used to these kinds of situations.
Oh, yeah. She's clutch. Now, again, we talked about how they like to run, but that is going to be an out. That is going to be an out. Nice job by Jules throwing it down to second base. And the runner, Harley Getty, is thrown out trying to steal.
And we actually saw that in, game 2
right
last Saturday, where there was a runner from Holmes trying to steal second, and Jules made a spectacular throw, and Lexi
yes, she did
an outstanding job with the tag. And the same thing here. You see Harlan trying to take advantage with their base runner, but nope. So now you have.
So let's see what happens. Will Kat have faced the minimum amount of batters through 4 innings if she gets a strikeout or some kind of out? Or will she give up her second walk of the game? Stay tuned. That's going to be popped up down to our left field. It's foul territory, and the left fielder can't quite get it.
Yeah, she got a good piece of the ball there. Hit it hard.
Well, there's a lot of space between the line and the fence.
And the ball still went out of play.
Yeah.
So that kind of tells you there, but yeah. But she got some good, I was going to say good wood, but it's actually aluminum.
Yeah.
She got good aluminum there.
Well, I think that's still a classic term.
Yeah.
You know, I think people always say they got good wood even if it's aluminum. I don't know. 3-2 the count. That's popped up above us. And, you know, you're not just our analyst tonight, you're our lookout guy. So if that ball comes above me and starts coming my way, you got to say, look out.
Yeah. Or get your phone or something to protect you, or get the ice chest that we have here.
My phone's way too new to put up there. I think my noggin, I'll have to just use that. I'm just kidding. All right, 3-2 the count. I guess I should have brought my glove tonight. And that is going to be hit hard to left field, and that is over the wall. Big home run. Big home run. And Beck will put the first run of the game on the scoreboard. That was clobbered over the left field wall. And right now, we do see the visitors, Harlan, taking a 1-0 lead over Weslaco as Beck gets that home run.
Yeah, there was, as you mentioned, Scott, she clobbered it, and Julie Rodriguez took a few steps and then just saw the ball fly right over her, over the left field wall there. And we talk about the dimensions of the field here in Alice, and Harlan didn't come in with a whole lot of home runs, but this is a hitter's-friendly ballpark.
Yeah. Do you have any statistics for Beck as far as home runs? I'll try to look that up. Give me a second. I think I have it. It'll just take me a moment here. And that
she led the team with 5.
Yeah,
in
okay,
the
that's
regular
right.
season.
I thought so. I want to make sure. But Beck was the leading home run hitter during the regular season with 5. Thank you, Mike. I remember seeing that stat when I was compiling them for this series. So that's going to be 1-1 again. Guy. All right. So the power of the order up right now, and that's fouled back. So thank goodness Getty, if you're a Weslaco fan, was out stealing. Otherwise, Weslaco would be down 2-0.
Yeah, that's a great point. Thankfully, there was nobody on base.
She clobbered it. So 2-2 is the count.
Yeah, it was a line drive.
It wasn't a cheapie. It wasn't a cheapie.
Right, it was a line drive,
Yeah.
so the wind had really no effect with it whatsoever.
So that was all the way, by the way, the first hit of the game, too, for either team. And that is going to be a strike. And that's one thing about Kat. She has short-term memory, comes through. So in that inning, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played 3.5, and Harlan has taken a 1-0 lead over the Weslaco Lady Panthers. Well, again, you mentioned their low-scoring game when they defeated the PSJA North Bears. So a lot of times they'll just have a clutch hit, maybe even a power hit to win a game. That is, I guess, a little bit of the makeup of this team, Harlan.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you need if your defense plays the way they do, and you have a pitcher like Aubrey Flores, who is a dominant pitcher there, and you just need just a hit like that, a 1 home run that will bring in a few runs to give you those insurance runs and give you that comfortable lead.
That's right. And they have one other pitcher, don't they, that comes in at times.
Number 24, Taylor Gray.
Taylor Gray.
So we may see her sometime in this series, depending on what
she's
unfolds.
a sophomore. She's a sophomore. And, again, maybe it once again would be Flores coming back, but only time will tell. Haven't seen enough of them to make any of those predictions. Well, Weslaco will try to come back here in the 4th inning, and they will be back to the top of the order. So nothing wrong with that. You got your best players coming up to hit. And again, we want to thank Mario Rodriguez for talking with you this week, talking with me before the game. Always gracious and always helpful to us. So we are getting ready now. And it's now going to the bottom of the 4th. Lexi Escamilla is coming up to bat, and Weslaco is trailing 1-0. We talked about Lexi's family, very well known for their baseball background, very supportive of the team, and she goes after one in the dirt. That's a strike.
Yeah, I know what Lexi was thinking there. Lexi was thinking long ball there. She probably wanted to try to hit the scoreboard or something that's right behind center field there. But that just got she was probably expecting a different pitch, that's for sure, and she got ahead of the.
By the way, this is a nice sporting complex in Alice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. You can tell they take very good care of the field here. The grass is in great condition. The dirt is good, and
so 1-1 the count.
They have a canopy here to cover the fans on hot days.
Trains come by tonight, right? This is number 2.
This is number 2.
Yeah, these are freight trains.
And we're in the 4th inning. The game slows down. We may have another train or two later on.
You've just jinxed us. We'll do 10 innings tonight at least. We never talk about time on broadcast. I'm just joking. That is 1-2. But if it takes 10 innings for Weslaco to win, we're all for it.
Well, I mean, last Friday they won in, 8 innings?
Yeah. That's the longest game. What's the longest girls softball game you've ever been to? I was at the Weslaco game last year that won 8, and of course 8 innings in the playoffs this year.
That is a very good question because I've covered softball since about 2003, 2004, and I can't think of one on top of my head, but I know we've had several 8 innings, 9 innings for sure.
All right, 9 innings at least. We'll go with that right now for you. 2-2 the count. By the way, in that 8-inning game against Weslaco East last season, it was Mia Rodriguez with a winning hit.
Yeah. There's even been a game, Scott, where they've had to move Weslaco in the 2016 season against Edinburgh, and I believe it was a 3rd round, maybe even the 4th round, where they were playing in Edinburgh in the afternoon, and then a really bad rainstorm came, and they had to move it to Eckhart-Chelsea High School, like in the 5th inning or so. So that's also happened before, and I know that happened to me as well back in about 2004 when I was covering, I think it was Harlingen against Brownsville Porter. The same thing happened. You had the coaches scrambling, looking for a field.
And that's a walk. Lexi Escamilla gets on base. So 2nd walk issued. Romy Nunez got a walk last inning.
Hey, way to fight back.
Yes.
Way to fight back, Lexi, after falling behind and taking some swings there.
Right.
Got fooled a little bit, but was able to draw a walk.
And remember, Aubrey Flores opened up with 6 straight strikeouts in the first 2 innings, but has not had a strikeout since, so we'll see what happens. Alexis Solis is next, the 3rd baseman. And I've always been impressed with her.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And we saw in the last half inning, the Lady Panthers tried to play a little small ball here, trying to move the runner on a bunt. So now with 1 on, nobody out, will they let Alexis take a swing, or is she going to?
You know, one thing about Alexis, she had an error. There was a couple errors that contributed, by the way, to those 4 runs last Saturday in Laredo that made the game go from 9-0, 9-4 with Holmes, and then in the bottom of the inning, Weslaco scored enough runs to have the mercy rule come into effect, win 14-4. But talking about Alexis, she made an error in that inning, but then in the bottom of the inning, I believe she had a hit that contributed to the victory. So, again, short-term memory. You make a mistake, but you come back and do something on offense, or if you strike out offensively, you do something big on defense.
Yeah, and then right now we saw a wild pitch there that come right back toward us, and Alexi moved on to second.
Right. And that is going to be a hard hit ball towards center field, and that ball is out of here. That ball in deep center is gone. We talked about Solis being a clutch player, having short-term memory, and there she is hitting the long ball, short-term memory, saying, yeah, we know a run was gotten by a home run in the top of the inning by Beck, but we can do the same thing. And Solis comes out there and says goodbye.
The pitch was a 1-0 count.
Yeah.
Saw something she liked, went to straightaway center field. No doubt about this one. I actually thought I was going to hit the flag over there. Came
Mike,
very close to it.
I'm doing this just for you because you're a Cubs fan, all right? If the late Jack Brickhouse was doing this game tonight, he would say, hey, hey, hey. Very good.
You can say, hey, hey. I'll say, holy cow.
Oh, yeah, Harry Carey. Loved him, too, as a broadcaster for the Cubs. We're both Cubs fans, as you can tell. So Solis with a 2-run homer. By the way, the first hit of the game for Weslaco. And now they're up 2-1. No outs here in the 4th inning. Top of the order. And now we have Jules Garcia, number 3 in the batting order. We've seen her put some, what, you call it metal to the ball? Can't say wood, right? Some aluminum to the ball. And we saw a huge home run that I really enjoyed in that last game in the, what we call it, the quarterfinal, what are they called? The area round. Area round. I used to just say first, second, and third rounds, but I guess we're supposed to say.
We could say second round or area round.
All right, yeah.
And this one's a third round, regional quarters.
I usually say that's easier for me to remember. But again, 1-1 the count, and that was a huge home run.
And we've seen the adjustments. Yeah. I mean, early on we saw Aubrey dominate in the circle, but I think the Lady Panthers are now from
service award today. Jules got the 1 and 2 count.
Not sure if you mentioned it, Scott, but they actually gave them the award as they were They were going to the bus, as they were boarding the bus. As Coach Stroman and Principal Yvette Morales handed them the award. I mean, what a moment.
Oh, fouled off. And by the way, let's see if there's any play on that. I don't believe so. Yvette Morales, what a great sports fan. She was an athlete herself, and she comes out to all the games she can, and I always enjoy talking to her.
Absolutely, absolutely. She's been principal for a number of years at Weslaco High School, a graduate of Weslaco High School, so she has purple and white in her blood. And, she's always at the track meets, the football games, the basketball games, volleyball games. I've gone to all of them as well, and we'll always run into her.
And what a friendly lady.
Oh, no doubt about it.
That's going to bounce in. 2 and 2 the count.
But she was there along with Coach Stroman. The whole team was actually
didn't they have
outside.
A send-off today?
They had a little send-off where everybody was outside. They kind of give them a little going away, how would you say it, farewell, I guess, before they boarded the bus. And
Bon voyage.
Bon voyage, and they had the trophies out there and everything.
Nice. That's low. 3 and 2. And by the way, I believe they're staying in Corpus Christi, so they're making sure the girls get some rest. They don't have to come back and forth.
And the beautiful city of Corpus Christi.
Right. Yeah.
In fact, that's where they went when they left this morning. They went to Corpus Christi to check in, and then they made their way over here. We were already here at 4 o'clock, as we mentioned. I think they got here about 5:30.
Right.
And so they have their routine. So after tonight, I think they're going back to the Corpus Christi, stay over there, which is a very good idea.
Yeah, it is. Best of 3, by the way. Now, tomorrow's game will be an hour earlier at 6 o'clock. We'll have it with KWES on Facebook and YouTube. And keep in mind, if there is a third game necessary, 1 o'clock working and making the pitch count go up for Flores. And that is hit toward left field. That is going, and that is goodbye. A round tripper for Bagger. Wow, Jules had one of those over in Laredo. Just beautiful to watch her swing. I told her that before the game. I hope she hit that one for me. All right,
you
Jules.
see her lay the hammer down the home plate. That's what they do when they hit a home run.
They lay the hammer down a home plate. I saw the hammers come in, right? Thor's hammer, whatever it is. And that thing was beautiful by Jules. So back-to-back home runs. Oh, Remember that old song, This Is How We Do It, from the 90s? I think that was Montel Jordan. That's what we're seeing. This is how we do it at Weslaco.
I'm not too crazy about how you said the old song.
Well, yeah.
You make me feel old a little bit.
Well, if you know what songs were around when I was born.
Classic.
When I was born, it was like Chubby Checker doing music.
Do
And
the
Elvis
twist.
Presley, all right? Yeah, do the twist. So, but now the score's been twisted around. How you like that? Swing this time by Kat Reyes, the pitcher. And somehow
lead, and let's see if she could help herself here.
And remember, we were wondering earlier, we said this on the air, was this going to be a slugfest or a pitcher's duel? Pitcher's duel early, now turning into a little bit of a slugfest.
Yeah, snap of the finger there.
Yeah.
Watch out, Don.
Yeah, Don Ramirez almost got a souvenir there. He is right behind home plate, behind the net, doing the work here. And he's dreaming about after the game going out to the barbecue pit here and firing up some good, tasty food. I know you guys went off for a little bit. I stayed here and watched the equipment. I hope you got some barbecue to cook, Don. I'm counting on that.
Hey, and if you follow him on Facebook, Scott, he throws some barbecue in there.
Yeah.
And, he's a good cook.
He's the man who loves the meat, loves the barbecuing. I always see that on Facebook. He always makes me hungry when I see that. I want some of that barbecue.
Well, yeah, he doesn't bring any to work or nothing.
No, he doesn't even help you guys at work?
No, not at all.
All right.
I mean, he'll tell us how good it was and everything, but.
All right, he knows I like music. There's a song that's got this line in there. Put an L on his forehead for loser. And also being our chauffeur, so to speak. He drives us on all these trips. God bless him for that. All right, this is going to be fouled off. 2-2 the count. And I'm already putting my order in, Don. If we go to a third game on Saturday, I need my umbrella, all right? Get me a KWES umbrella because we have no guard from the sun here.
Yeah, so on Saturday, you'll have the sun right above you. It'll be 100 degrees.
And by the way,
to deal with.
Congratulations to you. I know you have a family member celebrating a 90th birthday on Saturday.
My grandmother, Petra Avila, will turn 90 years old.
God bless her.
As a matter of fact, today is her birthday.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday. Tomorrow we'll have
How do you say that in Spanish?
Petra.
Oh, no, birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh, feliz cumpleaños.
Okay, yeah, you can say it better than me, but I'm a Yankee from Chicago. I'm trying to learn the language every day. But
well, yeah.
And
we have a little tradition where we can even sing Las Mañanitas, but you don't want to hear me sing that though. But
well, but we love her. Okay, tell her, moi.
Absolutely.
Happy birthday from me. All right,
you got it.
3-2 the count. Here's the pitch.
Nice pitch.
Nice pitch. Nice pitch. So Reyes strikes out for the first strikeout of the inning, first out of the inning. And that's the first strikeout by the pitcher since the second inning.
Yeah, she took something off of that pitch for sure. It looked like some kind of off speed or.
No, that's her seventh strikeout of the game. You know, can't say anything negative on that.
Absolutely.
Stacy Batista, who's got power too, can rock that ball out of the park. She's up next. So again, 3-1 is the score. All runs coming in this inning for both teams in the fourth. All from home runs. Batista lofting that ball up, and that is going to be a long out to right field. That would be near the warning track, right, if we were in a baseball stadium. So, again, the right fielder gets that, Brianna Flores, and that will be the second out of the inning. That will be F9 if you're scoring. But a lot of pitches being thrown by the pitcher.
Well, yeah, they're making her work now, but Batista got a little underneath it, and she gave it a good ride there. I would say about 5 more feet, and it would have been out of here over the right field wall.
All right, so now we have Mia Rodriguez. She struck out her first time. That was to end the second. Let's see what she does this time. Let's get Thor's hammer out again, right? I don't know if it's actually Thor's hammer, but it reminds me. I used to read all those Marvel comics growing up. So we need the hammer to come back out again.
Yeah, Mia hasn't had a home run yet in the postseason, but this is a pretty good spot to do it in.
0-1 the count. What is that? 1-1. And if you hear some people unhappy behind us, that's because the fans behind us are from Harlan, and they're very supportive of their team. We like all the fans to come out.
Yeah, absolutely. And the catcher even looked back at the umpire like, you sure that was a ball?
1-1 the count.
Yeah, Candace Beck, the catcher for San Antonio.
And you hear the people yelling, "Go Aubrey!" They're fans. The good fans, we've talked with some of them, enjoyed meeting them. And that is going to be sky high, and that's towards center field, but it's going to be an out. So that will end the inning. And in the bottom of the fourth, we have 2 hits, 3 runs, nobody left on base, and we have played 4 complete. Right now it's the Lady Panthers of Weslaco 3 and Harlan, the Lady Hawks 1. Well, that was exciting there, Mike.
Yeah. After we saw pitchers duel for the first 3 innings, bam, the bats came alive.
Yeah. Home run by Solis.
Yeah.
And that was a 2-run homer after Escamilla walked to begin the inning. And then we see Jules Garcia hit a home run. Of course, Kat struck out. But here's the thing I want to mention. Both Batista and Rodriguez got good aluminum on the bat.
They did.
So there's some foreshadowing. You know, I don't know if she's tiring. I don't know if they've just, like you said earlier, they've been able to figure her out of the ball. So that could be a foreshadowing of what we may see later in this game, or maybe even later in this series. Are they figuring her out or not? Is she getting a little tired because of the heat today? I don't know. I haven't seen her pitch enough. We just know she's a great pitcher.
Yeah, she is a great pitcher. There's no doubt about it. And but the Lady Panthers they're taking advantage of what she's throwing out there and putting good aluminum. The second time they see her.
Right. And, of course, we're seeing Alex Rodriguez, their coach, heading toward third. She coaches third, just like Mario Rodriguez coaches third for the Lady Panthers. So we are going to go now to the top of the 5th inning. And we do have Crisias Quintero, the shortstop, number 10 up. She struck out her first time at bat. Kat going all the way. And first pitch is going to be a ball. And Kat obviously can pitch complete games. She could start tomorrow. She can pitch a lot of innings. She is very well conditioned. And I will say also, and that's going to be fouled off, right side, off the net. I will say that we talked to Coach Rodriguez, Mario Rodriguez, quite a bit. They really know how to make sure the players are hydrated. He works very hard at that.
That's a great point, especially in the heat when you come 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you got to make sure that you hydrate before the game. And you know, if it does go to a game 3, it's going to be hot,
right?
Possibly 100 degrees, at least 95 degrees.
And you're going to be at a birthday party.
I will be at a birthday
if necessary on Saturday. No, we're just joking again.
Right.
Again, anybody that reaches 90, my stepmother's about to reach 90 this month. So, I mean, you reach that age, you deserve to have a full-blown celebration. That's quite a milestone in life. But getting back to the game and the heat, again, you got to be ready for it. But again, the heat's been on for a while now, and I don't mean just on the field. I meant the weather. So these players are getting used to playing in hot weather.
And it's funny because football season, it starts with 100 degrees, and then when we come to November, December in the playoffs, it gets colder. Well, it's different in baseball and softball as we have a walk there.
Yeah.
But in baseball and softball, it starts during wintertime, February, where the temperatures are still in the 40s and 50s, and players are wearing long sleeves and everything. And then when the playoffs start, here they are in the hot weather, 100 degrees, having to drink water, drink Gatorade, make sure that they're hydrated. It's kind of funny how the seasons work down here in South Texas.
All right, Brianna Flores is up, runner on first. Remember, there was a walk earlier, and that was in the last inning. And Harley Agatti tried to steal base and was thrown out. So, again, we know that they like to try to steal bases. They like to manufacture runs, get in scoring position through steals. But Jules Garcia was up to it last time. If they try to steal this time, we'll see if she's up to it again. That pitch is going to be lined towards center, but the center fielder in perfect position. You could not have asked for better position for Lola Reyes, and her sister needs to buy her an ice cream cone or something for that one.
She's made two big catches out there in center field earlier.
Yeah,
I believe it was the second inning where she got the third out, and right now another line.
Yeah,
it was
and that was Flores again. Flores had both those hard shots to center.
You're right.
Yeah.
Same position, and Reyes coming through with some big catches defensively.
And everybody's important. Defensive, and Lola, of course, she is listed as a pitcher. She pitched a little bit earlier this year, not in the playoffs. So who knows? Maybe we'll see her stepping in for Kat next year. Not sure yet what Mario's plans are. Haven't really asked him because we're concentrating on the playoffs right now. Probably not going to see her pitching much in the playoffs, or if at all. But we'll see in the future. All right. Now we have Sarah Almazan up, the second baseman. She flied to right field her first time up. So we do have one out. Runner still at first. Runner was not able to tag up and go. Again, Weslaco home team today. I believe, obviously, tomorrow the home team is going to be the visitors today, which is Harlan, and I think they'll flip a coin if there's a third game for who will be the home team.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll flip it after game 2 or if they'll flip Saturday morning.
I don't know.
But tomorrow what they'll do is they'll just switch dugouts here.
They'll switch dugouts, and Weslaco will probably wear their purple basic uniforms tomorrow. Got their basic white uniforms today.
And Harlan will probably have a white top, white bottom.
Right. 0-2 the count.
Like the way Weslaco looks.
Well, again, 3-1 is the lead right now. Lady Coyotes are the home team here usually out of Alice. And again, I think they're off on the road, playing a playoff game themselves. We saw them leave earlier.
And we saw a few of the fans following them as well.
Yeah, that's a big swing, and that is going to be a strikeout. And when you have a player on base, not trying to get them in scoring position, that's the pitcher's best friend, a strikeout.
And you notice, Scott, they haven't sent the runner yet the way we saw them take a chance in the 4th
well,
inning.
they probably respect the arm of Jules Garcia. All right, we have a scoring update. Who were those teams? Who is the Wildcats playing in the playoffs?
Corpus Christi Veterans.
Okay, so they're the Eagles. And at the top of the 3rd, the Wildcats lead the Eagles 8-3. So again, Eagles coming back. They were down 8-0 after the top of the 1st, but they've now scored 3 unanswered runs. But Weslaco East hanging in there so far.
Yeah, well, I mean, that Corpus Christi Veterans opened about 4 or 5 years ago. It's a fairly new, well, not fairly new, they're brand new.
By the way,
school.
I want to thank Adrian De Leon for that. But second year, that's her second year, Alex Rodriguez.
And I believe they're from the North Side ISD.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Like I said, all the schools in North Side ISD, they are named after current or former Supreme Court justices. Oliver Holmes last week and Judge Harlan this week. So it's a 2-1 count. Again, 2 outs now. Doesn't phase her. 3-1. So she's behind this time, but she's got a variety of pitches she can throw. The riser, screwball, curveball, changeup, fastball. Are you very good at knowing what pitch is which when they do this? Because you've watched it longer than I have.
I'm not like a coach that can identify the pitches.
Right.
I know some are really, really good at it.
Yeah.
I pretty much use, I look at the speed of the ball.
Yeah.
How fast is it going? That's how I know it's a fastball. And then when I look at, for Aubrey, for example, in the last inning, when you can tell she had something off of that pitch.
3-2 the count. That's high. So we now have a runner in scoring position. That's a walk, and that is going to be the 3rd walk of the game. That was what, Lauren Valerie, right? That just walked?
Lauren Valerie, correct, the first baseman.
All right, and now we have Michaela Bustillos, the left fielder, coming up. And again, we have runners on 1st and 2nd. No hit in this inning so far, 2 walks. And Kat so far in this game, she has a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts and 3 walks. Big swing that time, 0-1.
So we have the tying run at first and the go-ahead run.
A few clouds in the sky, no threat of rain. And again, I guess humidity about 50%. Going to be down in the 70s by the end of the game. And again, it's an 0-2 count. Remember, you strike her out. She hasn't batted that many times, but she's had some good statistics.
Yeah, I saw Alexis Solis tell the outfielders 0-2, 0-2, 2 strikes.
That's going to be high, 1-2. We'll see if we're going to see a possible double steal. That would put the runners in scoring position. Put the tying runs in scoring position if we had a double steal. That's low. 2-2. You think she was maybe trying to see if she'd go fishing for a bad pitch?
Yeah, I think so there. And I noticed that Jules was trying to kind of bring the glove up a little bit, see if she can get that.
Get the call.
Corner, that call. And, nope.
Here's the pitch. And that's a swinging strikeout to end the inning. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, 2 left on base. And we now have played 4.5, and it is 3-1. We see Lady Panthers of Weslaco leading Harlan, and this is a KWES production. Well, that's one thing about Kat. We could call her Clutch Cat, because she really knows how to come through when she gets behind or in a jam. doesn't phase her. And
Well,
then,
we've seen her do it since her freshman year.
Yeah. And now we're going to see some of the mascot hats come out, and we see the unicorn.
You should come over here too.
Yeah,
and say
the
hello to
signs
us.
and stuff. Yeah, that would be nice. And a couple of, I think the duck. I think the duck's a new one this year.
Well, yeah, for sure. Tomorrow
Yeah.
night they'll be on our side.
Right.
So
So we'll read some of the signs for you.
yeah.
And I do have an update right now. Adrian De Leon, who's streaming the game tonight for us, helping us keep up with the scores. So another run for the Eagles of Corpus Christi, and it's now 8-4. Weslaco East leading, and we are in the top of the third inning. And I'm chuckling. You can't see this on camera, and I just picked up one for Mike. And the reason I'm laughing is that I got to say something nice, definitely for the Harlan fans. All right, my roster blew out from the table a couple innings ago, and the Harlan fan gave it to us. So I want to give a good shout out to those people.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, you're right. It is kind of windy out here.
Yeah.
So even though the sun has gone down, the wind is still out there and blowing off our notes.
All right, we are going now into the bottom of the fifth inning. Romy Nunez up. Again, Weslaco leading 3-1 over Harlan. But she will lead off. And then it'll be Elizabeth Gray, and then Craig, I should say, Elizabeth Craig. And we then will be back to the top of the order. See if Weslaco can put up some more runs. Keep in mind, Mike said this earlier, Harlan's not a high-scoring team. But you don't want to take anything for granted in the playoffs, because keep in mind, they did score 11 against LBJ in the bi-district round, but LBJ is not near the team the Weslaco Panthers are.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And
LBJ, by the way, out of Laredo.
Laredo, correct. Yeah. And Nunez, when she walked in the third inning, that was the second time she's walked in the postseason.
All right, a 1-1 the count. And again, Nunez, one of the players that's really, really grown as a player in the offseason.
Got when we were talking about the Lady Panthers from last year to this year, and one of last year's team didn't do that. Last year's team basically,
they missed those tournaments, right? They have these good tournaments they usually do early in the season, right? They go
they were pretty much behind schedule last year.
That's why I meant to start gelling and then be ready for district. We didn't have that last year. I do remember talking to him about that last year. 2-2 the count. So Nunez trying to coax another walk.
And you can kind of tell, Scott, with the way they've played throughout the season, they're a little more in sync, and they're able to win another.
Nunez begins the fifth, bottom of the fifth with a strikeout. And Weslaco, by the way, interestingly enough, I'll have to look it up, but the two games they lost during the district season were both shutouts. They were shut out 5-0 and 2-0. I know one of the losses was the Harlingen South.
And the other one was Los Fresnos.
Okay. So that's interesting.
And when they lost to Los Fresnos, that's the last loss they had this year.
Yeah.
They've reeled off 7 straight wins.
Right, that's good. And Los Fresnos is who they lost to last year in the regional quarterfinals. That's a slow roller to first, and it is going to be Jules Rodriguez grounding out. So 2 outs. Elizabeth Craig about to come to the plate. She's 9th in the order. So, again, Eagles got behind. The Eagles. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, I got it now. Okay, I just got the update. All right, Weslaco East got out to an 8-0 lead. And now the Eagles have scored 7 unanswered runs. So when
uninteresting, but you know what? The same thing happened last Saturday at McAllen High in game number 2, where the Wildcats had, I believe it was a 6-0 lead, and then Mac High was able to get within 1 run later in the game, but the Wildcats were able to hold on.
1-0 the count. Fouled back. Adrian De Leon keeping us updated. We appreciate his efforts. Doing double duty tonight, keeping us up with the score. And now he says it's just been tied. So Weslaco East went out to an 8-0 lead in the top of the first, and now we're in the third, and the Eagles have scored 8 unanswered runs. Corpus Christi Memorial, right?
Corpus Christi Memorial, correct.
1-1 the count. Craig hits that ball. It's popped out. 1-2. Bottom of the fifth. Remember, these games are scheduled for 7. That is a regulation game in girls softball in Texas. So Weslaco to win this game. If they didn't score another run, they would have to get 6 more outs with no more than 1 run being scored by Harlan to get the victory.
Yeah, if you were to ask Coach Mario Rodriguez, he'll tell you one strike at a time, one out at a time.
That's right. But like I tell him too, we got to look ahead.
Yeah, one
the
strike,
coaches.
Yeah,
I always, I have to mention. I hate saying this to the coaches. I always say we got to know who your next opponents possibly can be in the playoffs because people want to know. I know you don't look at that, coaches. Either one of them. They're just looking at, like you say, 1 strike ahead or whatever, 1 batter ahead.
1 inning at a time.
Yeah, 1 inning at a time. Yeah.
One batter at a time, 1 strike at a time.
Well, it'd be good to see Elizabeth
get into a double play her last time.
You're right about that. That's going to be low. She's going to walk. So we're back to the top of the order. Lexi Escamilla. So we now see that the Eagles have taken the lead. That's a wild pitch, and Craig will move over to second.
Yeah, she was kind of hesitating.
Yeah.
I saw her move her feet like as if she was
Right.
going to try to steal base, and the pitch got away from the catcher, and so Craig was able to get to second base pretty easily.
Yeah.
And we see Coach Hinojosa there talk to Lexi.
Yeah.
Is she going to try to move her over to third possibly on a bunt? We'll see. Are they going to play small ball, or are they going to let Lexi take a whack at it?
Well, Lexi has walked and also struck out in this game. By the way, now we see the Eagles have scored 10 unanswered runs. So Corpus Christi veterans, am I saying that right? Veterans,
correct.
They have now taken the lead over Weslaco East in the third, 10-8.
Third inning.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of runs in that day. 18 runs. Joey Aguilar has got a lot to talk about tonight, doesn't he?
I hope he doesn't lose his voice.
Yeah. Is he working with anybody tonight?
No, I think he's by himself.
Oh, jeez. All right. 1-1 the count. Runner on second. 2 outs.
Yeah, I call Joe the Gus Johnson of KWES.
And why is that? I am. And the other day, it's funny, we did a game, and I mentioned that on the air, and then I really got animated after a home run on purpose. No, I was excited, but
absolutely. You have your moments too.
Yeah. No, that was I like the man a lot. He's a great man and very spiritual, and all I can say only good things about him. But I was having a little fun. I try to make everybody, talk about everybody and make everybody have a little chuckle once in a while. All right, 2-2 the count. But I did all these different adjectives about the home run. And I said I'm being like Joe here. All right, here's the pitch. Swing and strike, and that's going to do it. So in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base. We now have played 5 complete. We're in Alice, Texas, and 3-1, the Lady Panthers of Weslaco leading the Lady Hawks of Harlan. Well, Mike, again, this is where Kat's experience as a pitcher is really going to have a chance to shine because of the fact that she's strong. She can do 7-inning games. She, she could maybe pitch every inning in this series if she had to. I don't think she would if we went 3 games. I think we'd see Julie Rodriguez for sure. But she's the kind of player that, doesn't get fazed by the scoreboard, doesn't sit there and just say, well, I've had these many hits, I'm a big star. No, she goes there and she's excited when other teammates do well, no matter who they are, no matter where they rank on the team. And just a class young lady. I was glad that I got to say both before the game. Congratulations to Jules Garcia and also to Kat for their postseason honors they got.
Yeah, absolutely. Pitcher-catcher combination.
Yeah.
Have excelled for the Lady Panthers last couple of years, and then now they're going to go off to college and do some great things.
Yeah, I don't know where Jules is going yet. I'm not sure on that, but we'll try to find out. Maybe she hasn't committed anywhere yet. So we are going to go to the top of the 6th, and we're going to go back to the top of the order for the designated visitors today. Holly Agatti, the center fielder, number 1 up. She has struck out and been walked and thrown out stealing. And again, we're happy to be part of this KWES production. course, Mike Gonzalez. Are you going to do highlights of any of these games this weekend?
The clincher.
Of the clincher, right?
Yes.
So you'll be, and how can they see the highlights of the clincher on the internet?
Well, they can go to our Facebook page, Weslaco
Right.
ISD, or our YouTube page, also Weslaco ISD, and we
Okay.
even post it on Twitter. We share the link on Twitter.
Yep, and we appreciate all the highlight packages. That's kind of shop talk package, but highlight pieces you put on the internet this year for Weslaco, all the teams, Weslaco East, Weslaco baseball, softball, or whatever sport is in at that time of the season.
Yeah, one of the best parts of my job actually is doing that. I enjoy cutting the highlights for
All right.
for all the sports,
Two
or
and
most
one.
of them at least.
All right. Who gives you easier highlights to edit, Don Ramirez or Vinny Berry? You don't have to answer that. But it did make Don look over. He did look over at you. I won't put you on the spot tonight, maybe some other time. All right, 2-2 the count. Vinny Berry, I love working with Vinny, by the way. He's just like Don, great videographer. Hard-working guy, great to be around, and always fun to talk pro wrestling with, too. 2-2 the count. Leadoff hitter, top of the order. Outside, 3-2. Cat has walked, 2 or 3 base runners tonight. But overall, her control has been good. Again, 6 more outs by Weslaco without allowing at least more than 1 run. This game's over, and that's a strikeout. Clutch. Again, we talked about how she's a clutch pitcher. Strikes out Aguirre for the second time tonight.
And she knew it, Scott. She
Yeah.
knew it. As soon as the pitch crossed over the plate, she was already walking back to the dugout there.
And
so great
now,
job
you know
there.
what? This young lady's been up twice tonight. Amethyst Gonzalez, am I saying that right? She is up for her
Amethyst.
Amethyst. Okay. The reason I bring her up is that the first 2 times she got out so quickly, I never got a chance to ask you about her statistics this year.
Yeah,
so how has she done?
Yeah, she came in another freshman.
All right.
360 batting average, no homers, 9 RBIs, and has 3 doubles.
Okay. I want to give her some credit. Didn't get to do that yet in the game. Swinging strike. And again, I always talk to the visiting coaches before the game, head coaches, and say, even though we're Weslaco fans and we want Weslaco to do well, we appreciate all the effort of the young ladies and all the coaches. So, and we know that people listen. We had a couple people come up to us tonight from Harlan asking us how to be able to view the game. So we want to also give credit to their young ladies too.
And then we have a strikeout
Yeah,
there.
strikeout there. So she starts off strong here in the 6th with 2 strikeouts. But now you got the young lady that had that home run earlier in the game. And this was in the – so Beck got the first hit of the game. Am I right? Am I looking at my stats right? She's got the only hit of the game, Beck?
Correct. She has a home run. So I think that's the reason why Coach Rodriguez is going out there to talk to Katia and making sure that they don't give her something that she's going to take another whack at it.
Once again, for the people who have just tuned in, the only hit given up in this game by Kat Reyes was in the 4th inning, and that was a home run by Candace Beck. It was a solid shot. But then she comes up. The next hitter is Kristen Gallego, another lady that's capable of hitting the long balls, had about 4 or 5 this year herself, and she strikes her out. We always talk about the short-term memory Kat has when something goes wrong.
Yeah, and the good thing, Scott, is that just like in the 4th inning, there's nobody on base. If you recall that when Aguirre was caught stealing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If not, this could have easily been a 3-2 game.
Very good.
3-1.
Good insight. So this week for Beck, I said this is going to be one of the dangerous hitters for Harlan. That is close there. 1-1, but a strike. Hitting one of the corners. Do you like how Kat can nibble the corners?
Oh, she has great location, great velocity on the pitches, and she's hitting the corners very, very well. But at the same time, the key is Jules Garcia making sure that she's at the perfect spot and placing the glove at the right place to get the corner that they're aiming for.
2-1 the count. The ball and just hit it hard into her glove. A little frustration there.
Yeah, she'll do that. I've seen her do that before.
And that is going to be fouled off. 3-2.
Hitters up in the decisive 7th inning.
You're talking about for them?
For them, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So you're basically trying to get out their best hitters, or what
Mhm.
should be their best hitters in the lineup.
Here's the pitch. That's going to be popped up. Is there going to be a play near first? Romy, if she had any chance at all, she doesn't worry about her body. She would go crash into fences, run into dugouts, do whatever, but no
Stick
chance.
that glove
time.
out.
Yeah. No, she is out there giving it her all defensively. So, another update. We're in the bottom of the third. And I believe in the last half inning, I'm not sure on this, but popped up. That's going to be out of play. Duel between the batter and pitcher. I believe, I'm not sure how many they scored, but let me just give the score. We are in the bottom of the third, and Corpus Christi, the Eagles, have taken a 12-8 lead over the Weslaco East Wildcats, who jumped out early to an 8-0 lead, which should tell you no lead is ever safe.
No, not against a very
No.
elite program like Corpus Christi Veterans. We have a walk there.
And I know I can't fault Cat earlier.
And you wonder if that's one of the things that walk, and we'll take our chances with the next hitter. Of course, on the team with 4 home runs in the regular season.
Mm-hmm. So a runner at first. So we have the tying run at the plate. If Gallego could rock one out of here, it'd be a tie score. Cat shows no signs, though, of fatigue. You see the velocity on that pitch. It was a ball, but plenty of velocity.
And I know about 4 or 5 years to throw 110 pitches per series. But the rule does not apply in softball.
Good point. Now, Cat has over 230 strikeouts this season. I know a bunch in the playoffs, so like over 30. I know that. Was 38 coming into this game, right?
Yeah, she was 38 coming into this game, so she's well over 40 now.
Yeah.
45 or 44.
Okay. All right. 16-4 is her record this season overall. 2-1 the count. Hit the corner. A few of the Harlan fans thought that might have been a ball. I heard a couple oohs behind me.
Oohs and ahs, yeah. I can't really hear the umpire, but I'm just kind of looking at his fist. He'll put his fist.
At least to look like it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe another one of those will get her out of this inning.
Yeah. 2-2 the count.
We know that Gallego likes to chase. She's already struck out twice.
Okay. Here's the pitch. And she chased that one. Great call by Mike Gonzalez. So, in the inning, Cat strikes out the side after allowing a walk. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. We've played 5.5, and it is the Lady Panthers of Weslaco 3, and we see the Lady Hawks of Harlan 1. I mean, keep in mind, we're in the 6th inning, and Cat gets 3 strikeouts. You know, I mean, that's a woman that's determined.
Something worth mentioning is, you mentioned the big Cat, big pitches that Cat has.
She is the big cat out there,
Exactly. And San Antonio has left 3 runners on base. Those are, opportunities that they've lost on. And the Cat is just coming through with the big pitches, just like we've seen her do in the last round and in the playoffs and last 4 years, really.
Well, Cat earlier today got the award. She got that honor earlier today. Jules Garcia also got an honor, community award. Congratulations to both of them. And again, if Weslaco can get Harlan out without scoring at least 2 runs in the top of the 7th, the game will be over. But always like to see some insurance runs.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
And we have the meat of the lineup coming up.
Yes. Alex Solis scored on Jules Garcia's home run a couple innings ago. Solis, again, got on with a double.
She's the one that homered.
Yeah, homered. Did Solis got a double, right? Or no, she homered, right? No, I'm sorry. She homered. Let me get that right. She homered and brought in Escamilla. There, I got it right.
Correct.
So Solis,
and Escamilla walked.
Yeah, and then Escamilla walked, and then Solis homered. So she's got 2 RBIs in this game. She's got 2 of the 3 RBIs, and then Jules Garcia homered right after her.
Exactly.
And that was in the 4th, right?
4th inning.
Yeah. Okay, got that straight, and that's going to be fouled off. So again, Solis, one of the key offensive players in this game. And she struck out in that first inning where you got to remember once again, and if you could kind of look this up for me if you don't mind. Okay, Aubrey Flores came in and struck out the first 6 batters, but how many strikeouts has she had since that time? Count is 1-1 right now. Again, she was on the mark. First 6 batters in the game struck out. And how many strikeouts do you know she's had since that time?
I have her for 3 strikeouts since the second inning.
So she has 9 total. But
most of the damage was in the first 2 innings.
Yeah, only 3 since. It's 9 strikeouts is excellent total.
Absolutely.
Don't get me wrong, but we're just showing how things have changed a little bit since the beginning. And good news for the Weslaco East Wildcats. They have scored a couple of runs. We're in the bottom of the 3rd, and now the Eagles from Corpus Christi lead 12-10. So Weslaco East scores their first run since the first inning when they went up 8-0. And then, of course, we had a bunch of unanswered runs. But now I think about 12 unanswered runs, but now it's 12-10 the score.
A lot of fireworks over there.
And this is what, the area round, right?
The area round,
Best
correct.
of 3 area round for boys baseball. So 2-2 the count. Now to Solis. Aubrey Flores gone all the way. And that's fouled back.
Way to fight there, Alex.
Yes.
And she's doing a great job there.
Alex doing a nice job third base. Alex, again, what year is she?
Sophomore.
Sophomore. I thought she was one of the young players.
Yeah, and I believe the third base was another position they lost last year. So this young lady has stepped in and
I've somewhere I have the roster from last year. I'll try to look that up. Some of the players they lost. Swinging strike, drop third strike, but she's out. So, again, we have 1 out.
So for Aubrey, that's her 10th strikeout of the game and her 4th since the 3rd inning on.
Adrian DeLeon with an update for us. The Eagles now lead the Wildcats 12-11, bottom of the 3rd. And Jules Garcia, who had the home run earlier in the game, is up.
Yeah, a little high on that one. She came with a little off-speed pitch, and Jules held back, but the pitch was a little too high for ball number 1.
Jules, again, some nice line drive home runs, both in the area round and tonight. Aubrey, 10 strikeouts, but remember 6 of them came early. Big foul ball. Nobody giving up in this game. I'm going to promise you that. Nobody will give up. And looking at some of the players. Solis last year was a utility player, all right.
And who was at third base?
Well, I know Lily Torres. Now, I want to say,
yes,
Lily Torres was at second. She was.
Okay.
That's why Mia Rodriguez is now at second.
Okay.
Lily left, and I'm trying to see. Was it Marilyn Chavarria? I see her listed at third. That's a strike 1 and 2. That possibly was her. I'm just trying to remember back. Some of the seniors last year, Lily Torres, Emily Luna, Jordan Diaz, Marilyn Chavarria, those are the seniors.
I think Jordan played outfield, correct?
Okay, yeah.
I remember her as well.
Yeah. Chavarria was listed as first and third. I kind of think she might have been third part of the time, but those are the players they lost last year.
And hopefully they're watching tonight, enjoying the action here,
Yes.
and watching their former teammates, former program, former school.
So 1 out here in the 6th. Again, a 2-2 count. Kat Reyes will be next. Reyes has struck out both her times up, but her pitching's needed more than her offense tonight.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
far.
And we haven't had a train since, what, the 3rd inning? Or
Oh, yeah, you predicted 4 trains tonight. I thank you for at least mentioning that. We've had 2 trains so far. We have freight trains behind us, and they've got a real loud horn. You probably can hear it on the broadcast. But only 2 have passed through so far. And that's going to be a walk.
Yeah. Great job there.
So Jules struck out her first time up, but since that time, she has homered and now walked. Update, we have between the game, the area around game between Weslaco East Wildcats and Eagles of Corpus Christi. It's all tied up at 12.
How about that?
Yeah, so Weslaco East not giving up. Again, that's a KWES production. Joey doing it tonight. I think Val Zamora and Vinny, I believe, are the people, the crew working. Vinny Berry and Val Zamora.
It's worth mentioning that we have a courtesy runner now at first, sophomore Kalissa Isagire.
All right. I think this is her first chance in the game, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So Kat is up.
Yeah, we don't want to be greedy, but it'd be nice to get an insurance run here.
Well, she fouls it off. Oh, I would be all for that. I think that is something that is more of a necessity
absolutely.
than an act of greed.
Absolutely. A 2-run lead is nice going into the last inning, but it'd be nice to get 1 or 2 more runs to help the pitcher.
Right. Cat will foul that off. And you always have to wonder. You always have to wonder in a bat like this. And again, don't want to be negative, but say Cat, is up there for 10 or 11 pitches hitting. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? You don't have to answer that, but I always wonder that when they're up there, Is it better sometimes when you need that clutch half inning, maybe she just, makes a fast out rather than has to pitch on a night like this or hit 10 or 12 times. Obviously, we want to see a hit from her.
If she strikes out,
yeah. So Kat has struck out all 3 times up, but that's not the key for her tonight. Her key is what she's doing on the mound.
Right. She did come into this game with a 700 batting average in the playoffs. So
yeah. Oh, no.
It's hard.
No, she will, like I said, she's a clutch player. She'll come back tomorrow, probably have 3 hits. At least 2. Stacy Batista up. What is that, 11 strikeouts now for Flores?
Yeah, number 11.
So
2 in this.
Trying to strike out the side. Runner still at first for Weslaco. Again, remember, Weslaco is the home team, so should they get Harlan out in the top of the 7th without giving up.
You saw the umpire there kind of hesitate a little bit.
One and one.
Yeah.
And one of the most famous calls you hear in baseball by fans that are unhappy with a call. Come on, Blue.
Oh,
we heard
come on, Blue. Yeah, we heard
Harlan
Blue.
Fans, yeah. That's what people refer to the ump. So that is going to be fouled off. No play on that. All right. And tonight we do see that the crew for KWES working the Weslaco East game. We have Val Zamora. He is handling the video, our videographer. And we have Rafael Garces as the streamer. He's streaming the broadcast and producing it. And, of course, Joe Aguilar is the announcer. So I want to say hi to all of them and hope everything's going well for them. You got a big game. And that's going to be a strikeout. So 12th strikeout of the game for Aubrey Flores. And the runner that walked is left on first. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base. We have played 6 complete. And it is Weslaco, the Lady Panthers, over the Lady Hawks of Harlan, 3-1. This is a KWES production. So we're going to go to the top of the 7th, and if Weslaco can not allow more than 1 run, they take a best of 1 run lead in the series. Remember, they got behind 1-0. That has been true in a lot of these playoff games. We've seen, I think, at least in 2 of the playoff games prior to this, Weslaco got down 2-0 because of maybe home runs by the opposition. I know for 1 game for sure. There was a Madison Lopez for the opposition that got a home run that put them ahead 2-0. Maybe that has happened a couple times. I'll have to double look at my stats. But the key is that Weslaco come back. And once again, they're down by a run. And now they have scored 3 unanswered runs to take the lead. And if Cat can come through and have a big half inning, well, it's going to be Weslaco 1 step closer to the regional semifinals. So the Weslaco Wildcats, after getting ahead 8-0 and then I think getting behind something like 12-8, 10-8, something like that. They have now come back, and in the bottom of the third have taken a 13-2 lead over the Corpus Christi Eagles. It's the best of luck to the Wildcats baseball team.
So 24.
The key here now, we are back here in the top of the 7th. Kat Reyes pitching, and she throws a ball to the batter. Let's see if Kat can get some more strikeouts.
She's facing 5, 6, and 7 the lineup, starting with Quintero.
Yeah. Paseas Quintero, I believe, is the batter, shortstop.
And she struck out swinging in the second and then walked in the 5th.
Close it out. After I think issuing another walk too. Had 2 batters on, gave 2 walks up in the 5th. But also had a couple strikeouts. And also her sister had a big catch of a hard shot. We want to mention her because she doesn't go to bat, and so the only way she gets some credit out there, and she's a freshman, is by her fielding. And she's made the most of her 2 big chances. They were hard shots.
Yeah.
Big swing. And that's another strikeout for Kat. So, Quintero strikes out. And Kat now has struck out 4 of the last 5 batters she's faced.
Yeah, outstanding job.
Yeah.
Came with a great pitch there.
Am I right? Can you look back? Has she actually struck out, let me say here, 5 out of the last 6, going back to maybe the 4th inning, the last batter of the 4th? Again.
She had 3 strikeouts in the 6.
All right.
Gave up the 1 walk there, so that's 3 out of 4, and then now 4 out of 5.
Okay.
And then 5 out of 6.
Yeah,
because
5
then
out of
you
6,
had in the 5th
that's what I'm
inning
saying.
was the last.
Yeah.
So 5 out of 6.
5 out of 6, okay. So again, Brianna Flores, who had the 2 solid shots to center field, and this time she sends a ball into center field, a hot shot up the middle. Didn't get quite as much bat on it, but still found center field this time for a hit.
This is the first hit of the ball game that is a hit and stayed in the ballpark.
Yeah, only the second hit of the game.
Well, you're right.
Only
for the team, but she's put the ball in play throughout the night. She flied hard to left field in the second,
talking about?
and then lined to center field, as we mentioned a little earlier.
Yeah.
So this is a young lady that
did she
has done a great job.
They weren't both the center field, Flores? Am I wrong on that?
I have her down for left field.
Okay, left field. Okay, so I got that right. Okay.
Yeah, the other young lady
the other
was
one's Bastillos.
Bastillos.
Yeah, Bastillos had the one to center field also. It wasn't Flores. She has flied out to right field and struck out. Now they'll have a discussion. I want to know the count. So again, runner on, tying run at the plate, and you have to keep that in mind. Do you have any home run total? Does Almazan have any homers, or maybe the next hitter that's coming up?
We have her down for 1 home run.
What about Valerie? She's the first baseman,
Valerie,
number 18.
the freshman, also with 1 home run.
All right, so they have the
regular
capabilities.
season.
They have the capabilities. And again, you have the runner on, and we mentioned tying run at the plate. And umpire
she's the most important runner right there, the most important player.
Yeah.
You can give up a run and you're okay.
Yeah.
You want to focus on the
I saw the umpire starting
plate.
to go out to talk. Mario Rodriguez was talking to his pitcher. Is there any limit on how long you can talk out there at the mound or at the circle?
Well, that's a good question. I imagine there is.
Yeah, because he started coming out, the umpire.
See, and the other question I have is if he comes out the second time, you do have to make a change.
All right,
I think.
so he can only come out to the mound in softball just like baseball.
I believe so. I believe so.
Okay. So Sarah up, again struck out last time, and that's going to be popped up. I don't think they'll be able to get it in foul territory. Do we have a count again on how many strikeouts Kat has? We know 11 or 12, I guess, right now for the pitcher Aubrey Flores. Has Kat got to double digits yet? I know she's had a nice night, that's for sure. And we're real proud of what she's done.
I have her down for 10.
Okay, I thought it was close.
Or 11 now.
Yeah. So
the first
are they both at 11, or did I think they're both?
Yeah, I believe they're both at 11.
All right, that's pretty impressive by both pitchers. That both have struck out a total of 11 batters. And that is going to be the center field, falls in front of the center fielder. And we now have 2 runners on base. So Flores will go to second. Almazan goes to first. And we have the potential lead run at the plate. You mentioned that Lauren Valerie has hit a home run this year. She plays first base.
1 home run, correct.
She's struck out and walked so far in this game. And remember, this is a team, you might see a double steal attempt. Who knows? That's going to be high. Ball 1. And if they would get a double steal, that would put the tying runs in scoring position. Panthers are at a play somewhere.
The Lady Panthers are the home team, so they will get an opportunity in the bottom of the 7th if, say, the Hawks either tie the game or take the lead.
And I got to give some credit now to their coach Rodriguez. Alex Rodriguez is talking to her batter, smiling, keeping her loose. That's a good job by the coach, trying to keep her player loose, not get tense at the plate. Big swing. Maybe she told her to swing for the fences. I don't know. But that's going to make it 1-1. But you can see Kat looking down. She's focused. She will never lose her focus.
She's been to this dance a number of times.
Yeah, and we're not talking about the prom. Another swing. Now that was some smoke on that one, huh? Some heat. That was a fastball that time.
I'll tell you what, in game 2 last week, those 3 strikeouts were huge.
Yeah. We really thought for a moment that Holmes might come back.
And there we go.
Strikeout. Wow. You talk about clutch. So the inning started with Quintero striking out, couple base hits, and now we have the strikeout for Valerie. And now we have Michaela Bustillos coming up. She flied out to Lola Reyes and also struck out. And now Kat has 12 strikeouts in the game. Is she going for lucky number 13? This is the game here. Strike 1. Remember, if Bustillos makes an out, we'll see a victory for the Lady Panthers. Game 2 will be tomorrow at 6 o'clock, not 7-6. And if necessary, a game 3, 1 o'clock on Saturday, all here in Alice at the high school. 0-1 the count. That was close.
This young lady came in with the highest batting average for the Hawks, 462. So she's not an easy out.
No, not an easy out. And keep in mind, Kat, her ERA is under 2. She's been very impressive this season. Here's the pitch. Swing. 1-2. Kat 1 strikeout away from her 17th victory of the season against 4 losses. Weslaco fans making noise.
Barking.
And 3-1. Kat tosses a complete game, and it's a 3-hitter, and she wins only
hits, but it was the Lady Panthers who delivered the big home run hits. We mentioned all the scoring in the 4th inning, but it was Katia Reyes on the mound all 7 innings and came and delivered the big pitches.
Right, 3-hitter, 13 strikeouts.
And it's 1-0.
Aubrey Flores, let's credit her, 11 strikeouts for her. How many hits did she give up? Do you know? 2 hits, right?
2 hits, correct.
Yeah, both home runs. So, again, this is great. I want to thank the gentleman that made this possible technically here tonight. Adrian De Leon streaming it, producing it, giving us the scores of Weslaco East. Don Ramirez, even though he was ready to grill from moment 1 here, he focused on the game, and he's ready to eat something delicious, I'm sure. I don't know, grilled, but he deserves it. Good job being our videographer. Mike, again, so excited. I know we got to run, but any final comments? This is just great.
Yeah, I mean, game 1 always set the tempo for the rest of the series. The Lady Panthers came out on front. And we don't know who Coach Rodriguez will throw in the circle tomorrow, but it's good to know.
Could be Julie Rodriguez.
Could be Julie Rodriguez for perhaps 3 or 4 innings.
I'm going to say, Kat will come in no matter what, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think Kat eventually will come in. But let's see if the Lady Panthers can finish off.
Yeah.
They've been flawless so far up to this point in the postseason. They haven't lost. So let's see if they can keep it up tomorrow.
Mike, you'll be back here. I want to thank Carlos Robledo. He is the head of KWES for putting this all together and letting us all work together. It's been great. And once again, final score from Alice, Texas. And again, we are in the playoffs, and this is the area round Region 4 regional quarterfinals. It was the Lady Panthers of Weslaco 3, the Lady Hawks of Harlan 1. I'm Scott Harrison for Mike Gonzalez. This has been a KWES production.